Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I wanted to talk about how you actually speak to yourself on the daily. And a lot of you are not conscious of this, and that's why the topic of the video is stop shit talking about yourself, okay? And so this is often not something that we're like really paying attention to. It's in your mind, and you know, your thoughts are running rampant 24/7. And this is literally determining how your life plays out, including also how your specific person or romantic interests, etc., are showing up for you on the daily. And most people go through their day so unconscious of the thousands of little times that they're trash talking and speaking against themselves. I'm not good enough, or in a lot of cases, it's usually them reacting to the outside, seeing the outside as a trigger or a reinforcement, which is essentially coming down to something being shown to them that is not favorable, that is a story connected to self. Like, that person doesn't want me, then they get very reactive, they feel very rejected, etc. And so what's going on in the inner, it's might be very automatic and unconscious, but guys, when you consciously wake up, the truth of the matter is the outside's a reality, and it's only ever reflecting how you see yourself, and therefore also how you see the people in your world. And so the wild part is, guys, people who are skeptical of conscious manifesting, deliberate manifesting, are doing this whether they know it or not. Okay, so thoughts going on, they're very kind of casually ping-ponging in their head back and forth, pretty unfavorable stories about themselves, about their person often, say even an SP that they really want to love them, etc. And their 3D reality is reflecting back certain things, and then they're telling themselves again, reinforce, see that person, they're hurting me, they're not showing up correct, it's their fault, etc. But what you really don't realize, for those of you for whom this message resonates, is that reaction is reinforcing an identity, okay? And it's something that you hold within yourself. And so when you're doing this, you're unconsciously saying, I'm the identity or the version of me who gets hurt by that person because this is the story I have about me. I'm the one who gets rejected. I'm the one who's unloved, okay? Now, when I say something like, of course, everyone I love loves me, which by the way, you can affirm, or it's just a thought. Affirmations are just thoughts. Some people call that delusional. Why exactly is that delusional? Let's talk about this. Let's break this down. Some of you are very much in the habit of looking at the outside and saying it's delusional to say that a person loves you when they've shown up or you've perceived them in a certain type of a way. Well, it certainly does feel delusional to tell yourself the opposite if you've been in the habit of thinking that, one, people are separate from you. When you become a conscious manifestor, or when you actually wake up, you realize that there's no separation between you or anyone. But the delusion also, or the idea of delusion, is that you may have built up an identity that says, and has been repeatedly saying, I'm not loved. So of course, it's going to feel unnatural at first. But the truth of the matter is, what is more toxic, guys? Telling yourself over and over and over, I'm not loved, I'm rejected, nobody wants me, that person doesn't want me. In fact, anyone I want never wants me, on repeat every single day, or saying, in fact, everyone I love loves me, everyone I want wants me. And here's the key, guys, nobody who teaches conscious manifesting, at least the ones that know what they're talking about, that are serious, and that I would like to include me in that list, is telling you ever to beg, chase, or force anyone outside of you to, quote unquote, love you. That's actually the antithesis, okay? It's not the point. The point here is that whatever you assume about yourself, think and assume about yourself, the identity that you're encompassing, the state of consciousness, the version of yourself that you're being, and therefore also what you're thinking and assuming about another, is like being reflected back to you, okay? So if you persist in trash talking, shit talking your own self, and having a low self-concept, I'm less than, I'm not enough, I'm not chosen, that person wants a third party, they don't want me, etc. Essentially, I'm unworthy, okay? Then you're gonna consistently find validation and evidence in your physical one version of reality from one identity and get reinforcement of that, okay? So you're looking at your outside world and you're blaming everyone or say a specific person, and you're essentially just giving away your power, okay? because reality is completely malleable. It's not running the show. You, in fact, are. Conscious manifesting is about reclaiming that your consciousness, that you live in a world, but your world is dictated by your inner world, your imagination, your thoughts. Nobody else has the power to tell you what to think or assume, not about yourself and not about them. So unless you give it to them, they cannot actually reject you, okay? And why on earth would it be manipulative or bad to tell yourself the opposite of what you are repeatedly looping over and over that is so toxic for you? It's like you're consistently reinforcing something that feels like crap, that makes you feel like crap, and that you have been repeating over and over and over and over again. It's not manipulative whether or not you even want the person to declare, actually, they do love me. Do this and practice this and see, one, if you do this, you will see it reinforced, but two, how much lighter and better you're going to feel. Actually, I am loved. Actually, I am chosen. Actually, that person does adore me. Everyone in my world sees me as the prize. That's not delusion, guys. It's certainly more true if we're going to talk about from a spiritual perspective. It's certainly more close to your highest truth, that you are love and that your consciousness, than some bullshit you've been telling yourself about being not enough, not worthy, etc., because you're essentially everything. Okay, you're God and you encompass everything. So why would you continue to select pain, okay, or reinforcement of something that's not serving you? Okay, so go inwards and make a decision about who you are and how people perceive you and how you perceive yourself, because the version of you that you consistently identify with, and therefore what you are transmitting from that place, that's the version that the world is going to mirror back. They're just going to reinforce you. There is no separation between you and anyone. There are infinite versions of anyone that you can experience simply by your perception of them. So it may feel delusional when someone has seemingly rejected you in a moment to say, well, that's not possible because I'm not the version of me that gets rejected because I'm perfect. And no one is telling you that you should be a person that is then looking to the outside and praying to God that just by you saying that, they're going to come in different. Okay, the secret sauce, guys, is you. It's the belief in self. So be your own, biggest fan. Okay, build your self-concept up and hold people dominantly in the assumption that they show up correct. And it's not going to feel delusional when you accept that as true. And why would you accept something as true that is so toxic and unhealthy and hold on to so much resentment and pain and reinforcement constantly and begging the outside to show you the opposite in order for you to feel better, than to choose a story that's favorable? If you really want to transcend circumstances and conditions and time-space reality and actually be able to experience drastic change in your physical 3D reality, okay? With a shift, it's the mind, it's your conscious awareness of being, and it is what you are selecting, it's your inner state, it's your identity. What are you identifying with as true? Are you identifying with the idea that nobody loves you, or that your specific person can't stand you, won't talk to you, doesn't care about you, is ignoring you? Okay, which, by the way, again, it's a perception. Or are you consciously going to select something that serves you, which essentially transcends you into a completely different version of reality, because it is like you versus you. It is completely your awareness of being and what you are projecting outwards. So guys, for those who are skeptical, because my channel tends to be a mixture of people that are into tarot and it's very divisive, and they tend to always look for the outside to reinforce or show something, and often it's stories that are unfavorable. So what the hell do you have to lose to consciously detach from something that is on the outside reflecting back something unfavorable about you, and go within, okay, and select a new story for yourself? And in the case of those of you that are wanting a change in a specific person or in your love life, what the hell do you have to lose to tell yourself the opposite with persistence, with as much consistency and faith as you did or have been doing in the other direction that is making you feel unwell, hurt, consistently triggered, upset, spiraling, etc.? What have you got to lose? Okay, recondition yourself to think in a different way, and watch the outside reflect it back to you. It's really just up to you. It's a choice. It's a conscious choice. And if it were me, guys, I'll be honest with you, it certainly feels a hell of a lot better to make the assumption that a person cares and loves me and see that reflected back than to dwell in a reality where I think everyone outside of me is a piece of shit and I feel like shit. Okay? So I'm sending you guys love, and I hope that that message resonated for some of you. For those of you that want to go deeper into conscious manifesting, my course Shifted is available now. I'll put the link in the description box, and it takes you through a full identity transformation, getting you into your higher self concept, because you should absolutely see you at the very top of your world. You should have the highest, most pristine self concept, because you are a God, you are a walking God. You are consciousness experiencing yourself as a human, and you can have infinite experiences simply through conscious awareness. And I take you through that, and I also explain how that applies in your love life, breaking unwanted loops and cycles, and also in relation to a specific person. And this is not an endless journey of unraveling and healing. It's not even a blame game, guys. It's telling you to become aware of your infinite potential and stepping into the version of you which exists now, that consciously is only aware of having what you desire and thinks from that place. And watch how everything transforms for you, okay? All right, guys, I love you so much, and I hope that that helped. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys soon.